Thank you all for coming. I'm Cheryl Zhang, and I'm excited to present to you Temporal Illusions, Distorting Our Perception of Time. Before going to my thesis, I would like to ask, have you ever wondered where did the time go? How often do you unconsciously experience time slipping through your fingers when you're having fun, such as going through TikTok or having a romantic dinner with your loved ones? That moment of realizing 2 hours has gone by in 10 minutes. These feelings led us to realize that time is infinite, but we are not infinite in it. So many factors influence how we perceive time: cognitive, psychological, cultural, and age. Age is one of the main factors that affect how we perceive time. And let's look into how our perception of time changes as we age. In childhood, we feel like time passes slowly because our cognitive skills are still developing. Many experiences we go through are novel, and our brain works harder to process new experiences into memory. Therefore, we pay less attention to the passage of time. On the other hand, as we age, we not only experience a more familiar routine, but our cognitive processing speed starts to decline. This results in having less frame rate to process information within a second. This means our perception of time will continue to get shortened as we age, and it already makes us anxious. But what is even worse is that in today's world, Gen Z's perception of time passes faster than the previous generations due to the influence of technology. 54% of Gen Z mindless scroll for more than 4 hours a day. Gen Z spend double the amount of screen time compared to all US adults. When we mindlessly scroll, this pleasurable, seamless content on social media triggers our dopamine, causing us to underestimate the passage of time. So how can we stretch our subjective time? To better understand what and why our perception of time is distorted, I've conducted interviews with subject matter experts, as well as with users, and have also facilitated co-creation workshops. This inspired me to explore this quote: "Solution in search of a problem that then needs a solution to solve the problem it creates." I present to you my solution of using technology to solve technology through a combination of playful and immersive designs. I introduce Slow Scroll, an app that helps Gen Z to gain control over their time. The app includes a screen time management feature that allows users to set up screen time limits, helping them to break their mindless scrolling habits. However, as I dive deeper, I realized the feature was not enough. It does not solve the real problem. Users could create dependence on the app rather than developing the skills to regulate screen time independently. So how can we solve the root of the problem and change the behaviors? One of my inspirations comes from observing nature. You may have noticed that when flies hover over your food, you try to wave them away, but they always seem to be much faster than you. I decided to learn from flies. Upon comparing human and fly vision, I found that humans are capable of perceiving motion at around 60 frames per second, where flies can detect at a much higher rate, up to 250. They view the world in slow motion, and that's why they react so much faster than us. This led to the possibility of creating the illusion of time passing slower by increasing our frame rate. I went back and enhanced the app, gamified the app icons into the villains that users need to defeat. They are ranked from the most powerful to the least powerful based on the screen time. Imagine you have set up a screen time for TikTok. A default TikTok avatar will appear on the screen. And now you can customize the avatar. There are a variety of options for colors, hairstyles, eyes, mouth, and even weapons to make users feel more invested in game's narrative. The app also includes a reward system, where the mystery weapon will be unlocked as the user's subjective time increases by 5%. Now you have a TikTok hunter and the app who are the villains. You must catch as many coins as possible, while avoiding getting hit by the villains. If the users are scrolling through TikTok and have reached their screen time limit, a notification will pop up inviting you to change your phone orientation. Users will receive a 30-second randomized game that trains their reaction speed, which helps to increase frame rate. Here, TikTok being the top enemy on the rank will come and attack you at a faster speed. When the game ends, the app will assign you a number of slow scrolls based on your performance. If you go back to TikTok, the 3 scrolls will be in slow motion, and the social media app will be locked after the 3 scrolls. Users can view their reaction time, screen time, and subjective time. The app gathers data from the user's reaction time and screen time to calculate whether their subjective time has been stretched or shrunk. Our time is not only slipping away when we mindlessly scroll for fun, It has also become more prevalent as we think and has been infused into our daily life habits. Are you a victim of someone who eats and scrolls on the phone simultaneously? Data shows that 50% of people mindless scroll during every meal. When people scroll and eat at the same time, we get a double hit of dopamine. This causes our subjective time to pass even faster. While the slow scroll app helps to distort our perception of time through a digital product, how can we start time during a meal? I really miss my childhood when we were constantly exposed to novel eating experiences and learning new motor skills. From that, I designed Slow Cafe, a collection of dinnerware that stretch our subjective time through novel eating experiences. It's commonly understood that dinnerware is intended to aid in efficient eating. However, I was devoted to exploring unconventional forms that encourage users to try inefficient eating. After many iterations of observing patterns in how humans interact with their food and dinnerware, I explored forms that require the use of both hands, eliminating the use of phones during meals. Slow Cafe includes a double-sided utensil with a wavy handle that invites users to be creative in ways of holding them. The utensil features a single curved tine pointing upwards, which adds a more challenging eating process by requiring us to move our mouth in accordance with the angle of the curve. Great, now we need a bowl to eat from. I designed a bowl with a small opening and adapted the shape of the spoon so that the users can easily get all the food out of the corners, ensuring that they don't miss any of the delicious bites. I figured we might enjoy some beverage while eating, so here's a cup with a negative accent at the bottom, where it rests on the bowl. Users must hold onto the bowl while they eat to prevent it from tipping over. For those who want to enjoy a smaller portion of a Michelin-like meal, here's a plate with no edges, allowing food to be beautifully presented. However, users should be mindful to prevent the food from sliding off the plate. An elegant spoon is included with the cup for users to add any desired flavors to their beverages. And here's a sneak peek at how someone who is addicted to mindless scrolling and eating interacts with this product for the first time. I have investigated slowing down our subjective time by improving our cognitive abilities. I want to challenge further the boundaries of novel eating experiences and how far we can push our bodies to engage in mindfulness. Let me introduce you an Apple Watch app that uses a motion sensor to track the user's eating speed. It provides haptic feedback and encourages users to slow down. The app is as simple as setting up a workout app. Before you start your meal, you will select from the 5 main food categories. Next, you can set a desired eating speed. After the 3 seconds countdown, relax and begin your meal. The app uses motion tracking sensors, accelerometer, and gyroscope to monitor your eating speed. When you exceed your target speed, the app will buzz and remind you to slow down. Now I want to see how they work in real life. I've offered participants 2 sets of different dinnerware with a vibrometer app attached to a wrist as a replacement for a slow mode to track their movement speed. Let's take a look at how Slow Cafe and Slow Mo work together. Thank you. As our break is coming up, feel free to snack in slow motion. I'll be observing you. Thank you.
That was so fun.
Thank you.
So aside from what we just saw, the reactions to slow eating, do you think that the food tasted different? Like, what are other reactions or maybe thoughts you got from your participants after that?
Actually, before I started the assignment, I kind of just treated it as an assignment where I thought we are gonna act a little bit in front of a camera and wrap up in 20 minutes. But as soon as we have the vibrometer app on the wrist, after around like 20 minutes, we all got used to slow motion speed. And surprisingly, the experience took around 2 hours. And after that, I've asked them how long you think it took. They said they thought it was just 1 hour. So I assume it went pretty well. It stretched their time.
So it's interesting that we live in New York City, which is a little bit addicted to speed, and you've designed a bunch of products to slow us down. What got you interested in the subject of time?
So many. I feel like most inspirations came from my daily life incidents. So for example, classmates POD, we all know we always go to a restaurant called, fast food place called Distorting, and we're always afraid to go because they would rush you and scream at you. And at first, my topic was mostly about fear of ordering food. But then I realized it's not fear of ordering food, it's fear of passage of time. Because when she's shouting at me, she thinks time is running out. I got nervous because I think time is running out. So I thought if there's ways to actually slow down our time, will we all be more happier? Yes.
We gotta get back to work for that meeting. Could you please explain your motivation for using technology to solve a problem that was caused by technology?
I think often when I walk or browse through those gift shop, they sell those cases that lock your phone to help you manage your screen time. But I think that product is very useless and cruel because if it were me, if I put my phone in it, if I lock it for 1 hour, I probably spend 55 minutes trying to break that lock because even though the phone is physically in it, but mentally we still want to use it, we still want to scroll it. So I thought of focusing more on what are the factors or qualities that actually make us so addicted to it, and what are ways for us to unhook from that, those qualities that make us so addicted.
I really want some of your dinnerware because I'm a naturally messy eater and I feel like it'll give me an alibi. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks.